This video has been a long time coming. I filmed a first trimester recap when I was pregnant with Ivy, and I am now almost 21 weeks pregnant, so I am like far out of that first trimester, but I took notes of everything about the first trimester, so I figured we'll still do the video anyway because might as well. I feel like we haven't filmed anything in a while, but that's just because I feel like I'm at the point where like I'm in a rut and I'm like, do people even care to see our videos? So it's been a little hard to find motivation to film. So comment, if you guys like our videos, comment and let us know so that gives me motivation to continue filming, because sometimes I'm like, no one wants to see what we do with our lives. So if you like them, if you like our content, our like family / mom / pregnancy content, let me know because that will definitely make me happier. I think I found out I was pregnant on like March 9th this time, and I really didn't think I was pregnant because I didn't really have any symptoms. With Ivy, I definitely had like some weird symptoms, so I thought like I could be pregnant, but the only symptom I had was the way Ivy was acting. She like was so clingy, like freaking out, like wanted to be on top of me. So that was my like one telltale sign that I was like, maybe I should take a pregnancy test. But I didn't get sick as like late this time as I did with Ivy. I think with Ivy I didn't feel sick till like 8 or 9 weeks. This time it was like 6.5 weeks I started to feel sick. And this pregnancy was so different than my pregnancy with Ivy though. I'll get into that, but it's just like been like night and day, which is so weird. But around 6.5 weeks pregnant, I noticed that I was like always starving. So like we would eat dinner and then an hour later I would be like, if I don't eat right now, I think I'm gonna throw up. So it was just so weird that I was just like constantly hungry, constantly needed to be eating. And if I didn't eat, then I like wanted to throw up, but then a lot of foods didn't sound good to me, so that I didn't even really want to eat them. It was just like such a weird thing. And then at 7 weeks, I started noticing that smells were like super sensitive. I didn't have that happen in my first pregnancy. Like I didn't care about smells at all in my first pregnancy. And when you have a toddler that is still in diapers, it makes things very tricky because I stay at home with her, so I need to change her diapers throughout the day, but I was literally gagging every time I would change her diaper, which was definitely not fun. And then like the trash can, like I could just like smell everything. And I would ask Garrett, like, does this smell? And he's like, I don't think so. But I always thought things stunk all the time. And then between 8 and 9 weeks, it was just like, I would randomly get nauseous throughout the day. So like, it didn't even matter when it was. It wasn't necessarily like right in the morning. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. But I could be like out, like driving somewhere, feel totally fine, get to a place, and like 10 minutes in be like, oh, I really don't feel good. So that was like weird because it was just like random throughout the day. I would feel super nauseous. And I thought I was gonna throw up like so many different times, like I think I'm gonna throw up, and then I never would. And around 8 and 9 weeks was when I was like exhausted. Like every time Ivy would go down for her nap, I would take a nap too, because I could literally be awake. Like I could have like slept 10 hours, been awake an hour, and already be ready for a nap. I was just so tired, which I don't know if that happened as much with Ivy. Obviously I didn't have any other kids, so I could just like relax when I wanted to. But I was so tired this time. Even still, I get like so stinking tired, which could also be having a toddler. And then I still haven't thrown up. So 8 to 9 weeks, still never threw up. And then 10 weeks, I felt good like that whole week. Like barely any nausea, felt really, really good. Thought that maybe the sickness was gonna be like gone, that I wouldn't feel nauseous. But then 11 weeks, I started to like get the nausea again, where it was just like randomly throughout the day, where I thought like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up. And then I like literally never did. That's like, I don't know what's worse. Like with Ivy, I got sick around like 8 or 9 weeks, and it lasted until 20 weeks. And like, I'm not even being funny when I say like I was throwing up like 6 times a day. Like it was really bad. I could barely keep food down. I literally, like my food group was like nothing. Like I could only eat bland foods that whole entire time. I had horrible heartburn with her, so even like throughout the whole entire pregnancy, I couldn't eat any red sauce, couldn't drink any pop, couldn't do anything with like acidity in it, like nothing. So that was like really tricky, and I like lost 10 pounds my first trimester with her, and so I was just like miserable the whole time. So I kind of was scared this time when I got pregnant, because I was like, here we go again. And then I just like never threw up, and like the nausea was not nearly as bad this time. So I was like, that is so weird, but I feel like sometimes with Ivy, when I would throw up, I would feel better afterwards, and like this time, like not throwing up at all was just kind of like, I just felt like I wanted to feel better, but I'm definitely glad that I didn't. I can't take my prenatals as of right now because a couple weeks ago, maybe like when I was like 13 weeks, I started like gagging them back up. So like I wouldn't throw up. This is so gross, guys, sorry. But I would just like go to swallow them, and like it felt like my body was rejecting them. It would get halfway down my throat and it would just like come back up. So I can't take my prenatals. I can take like, they have me taking 2 baby aspirin every morning. I can take those, and then I am on a heartburn medication this time because around like 10 weeks, maybe it was even earlier, I did notice that like when I would go to bed at night, I was getting like the burning in my throat, which is kind of where all the throwing up started with Ivy. So they put me on one like right away because they didn't want me to like not be eating this time like last time. I still don't think I gained any weight the first trimester this time. I think I've actually, like I'm almost 21 weeks, and I think I've only gained like a pound or 2. So that's going good so far. I'm glad about that. And then I said 12 weeks was just like the same thing. Felt kind of okay, but sometimes felt really, really nauseous. And it was like with Ivy, I think I started feeling like the worst nausea at night. And it was kind of the same with this one. Like, I do know that around 7 to 8 weeks, I started putting a granola bar next to my bed so that in the morning I would like eat a granola bar right away so I wouldn't feel nauseous. And that was like the difference this time, which maybe I should have done with Ivy, is I like forced myself to eat pretty much every single hour this time. And with Ivy, it was like nothing sounded good, so I just like wouldn't eat, and then I would throw up, and it was just so bad. So this time it was like, sometimes I did not want to eat the food and it didn't even taste good, but I like forced myself to eat it because I felt better afterwards. And then I found these like nausea gummies, maybe I'll try to find them to show you guys, that I was taking in the morning, and they actually are so good because I had the Preggy Pops or Prego Pops or whatever, which those don't really have anything in them. I don't think it's supposed to like trick your mind to feel better. So I would like eat those or peppermints, but I have to go find those real quick to show you guys the gummies that I was taking, because even still, if I randomly feel nauseous, I will take one of those and it helps me so much. Okay, so I found the gummy. It is called Centrum, CENTRUM, Morning Sickness Relief Gummy, and it has citrus and ginger in it with vitamin B6, which I heard that's like really good for when you're nauseous. And they're actually kind of small. They just, I don't even know if they have a flavor. They just like kind of taste like orange, but they're just like these little gummies. And I think you could take like, let's see how many you could take. 1 gummy up to 4 times a day as needed. So I could kind of take these like whenever I was feeling super nauseous. And I just ordered them on Amazon, and honestly, this was like my favorite thing because even though sometimes it's hard to like chew it and get it down, I knew it was gonna help me feel better. And within like an hour, this would make me feel so much better. But I know like people take like Unisum, and like vitamin B6 is like really good for nausea. So that was something this time that I did not take with Ivy. That was actually so stinking helpful. And I think with Ivy, they had me taking like some kind of, they wanted me to take some kind of nausea thing. And I don't know if I think I took it a couple times, but I don't even remember what it was, but it didn't really help. So this stuff was actually really, really good. And I will definitely be taking this next time if I ever have another baby. So yeah, it literally had like nothing, no like bad junk in it either, which is really good. And has like no sugar added, but it has 10 milligrams of vitamin B6 and 25 milligrams of ginger root, which ginger is also another really good thing for nausea. So that was like my hidden gem this pregnancy that I was so happy that I found. The thing about this pregnancy is that I was so convinced that I was having a boy just because like my pregnancies were like night and day. Like I had a little bit of nausea with this one. With Ivy, I was so stinking sick. And they say sometimes you're like more sick with the girl than you are with like having a boy. But no, another girl, which we're so excited to have another girl. It will be so fun, especially because the girls will be like 21 months apart, if not like less than that, depending on when this one comes. And her name is Sophie Grace. I don't know if we've said that yet, but her name is Sophie Grace. Such a cute name. I already have like a sweater that has her name on it for her. We are so excited to have her, but I was so convinced that it was a boy that I did not believe it when we saw the test that said it was a girl. I was like, there's no way we're having a girl, because just every symptom I had, I was like, this is a boy. I know for sure this is a boy. So that was very interesting. But we also got some bad news. This is like, I was out of the first trimester when we got bad news, but with Ivy's pregnancy, I had high blood pressure, and it didn't start until I think 26 weeks. and it continued on. It like started to like get better around 34 to 35 weeks, but they still had me deliver at 37 weeks. I was in labor for 36 hours with her because she was not ready to come. So she ended up being born 37 weeks in one day. And I definitely did not want that to happen again this pregnancy, because like she was so small when she was born. I mean, she wasn't that tiny. She was 5 pounds 13 ounces, but she had really bad jaundice, and the labor was so long. I tore really bad. So like I wanted this time to, like, if I had to be induced, I wanted it to be like 39 to 40 weeks. I didn't want it to be like that early, but around 16 weeks or even earlier than that, my mom was over for dinner the one night, and she noticed that my ankles looked swollen. And I was like, oh, well, I taught dance today, so maybe that's why. But she had me take my blood pressure because I have a blood pressure cuff from when I was pregnant with Ivy, and my blood pressure was like a little high, not like too scary. And then I can't remember if it was like 16 and a half weeks or 17 weeks that I had a doctor's appointment, and they took my blood pressure, and it was like 147 over 93, which is not good at all. And they like really scared me. Like Garrett wasn't even at the appointment because he wasn't able to make it, so my sister was with me, and they were like really scaring me because I guess if you're like above or like before 20 weeks, it's not considered gestational like hypertension, so it's not like related to pregnancy. It's just like regular hypertension, which is just like blood pressure, fancy word for blood pressure. So I have high blood pressure now, and they don't think it's related to pregnancy, which I don't think I believe that, because I've never had high blood pressure until I was pregnant with Ivy, and then as soon as I had her, it went right back down, and I had not had another high reading until I was pregnant this time. So I don't, like, I feel like, yes, it probably is related to pregnancy since I don't deal with it any other time, but they were really stressing me out because my dad had a heart attack when he was like 26 years old, and he does have high blood pressure. I don't know if he still deals with it or not, but so they were really concerned that like this could be just like too much for my body, and that I could end up having a heart attack, like worst case scenario, and that I could struggle with high blood pressure for like the rest of my life because of the high blood pressure in pregnancy. And my doctor was afraid that like I didn't give my body enough of a break, which I disagree with that too, because I was over a year postpartum when I got pregnant this time. So it's not like I had my babies back to back, where like I got pregnant like 4 months after I had Ivy. So, and like they never told me, like when I had Ivy, they never told me like, oh, you should wait X amount of months or years before getting pregnant again. So I was kind of frustrated that they were like, yeah, you know, maybe your body needed more of a break. And I'm like, well, it's too late now. So what can we do in this pregnancy to like make it healthy? And they were just really stressing me out. And they even told me that it might not be like a good idea to get pregnant again after this baby. So that was definitely really hard to hear, but I'm hoping that like after pregnancy, they want to send me to a cardiologist after I give birth to just try to figure out like what is it that causes my high blood pressure, and like if it is related to pregnancy, what is it that like my body can't handle, or what organ's not working properly. So if they like figure out that it's just pregnancy, then like yeah, I probably shouldn't get pregnant again, or I should give my body like a 5-year break. So definitely like wanted to tell you guys just to like raise awareness, because I know like sometimes on social media it can seem like everyone's pregnancy is like perfect, or like lives are perfect, and you're like, well, my life sucks. But I wanted to tell you guys that because first, just if anyone else is going through that, second, for anyone that believes in prayer, you know, we're very strong Christians, and I believe that God will perform a miracle for us. And I'm hoping that like she's not born early. I have a friend who unfortunately had her baby at 33 weeks. The baby's totally fine now. She's like a couple of days younger than Ivy, but she was born super early, and that was like super dangerous, and like the mom almost died. And so I don't want that to happen to me, and I am very stressed about that, which you're not supposed to be stressed when you already have high blood pressure. So like all this added stress that they gave me is not helping. But I take my blood pressure twice a day, and it's been like kind of high, but not like super high. Like if the top number I think gets over like 160, or the bottom number gets over 100, I'm supposed to go straight to the ER. And it hasn't really been that high. Like the highest it's been is like 147 over like 85 or something since like I went to the doctor. So that's been like a good thing. And then they had me do like a 24-hour urine collection and some like blood work, and a couple things came back high. Like I think I have like way too much protein in my urine, but they still have it. Like my doctor hasn't talked to me about any of this yet, because I think we're just gonna have to like do more blood work because she has nothing to compare it to, if that makes sense. So like they don't, like, hopefully I'm fine, but like if not, I'm kind of hoping they put me on a blood pressure medication, because I hate just like sitting here not knowing what could happen and not having like a solution, because they had me start taking baby aspirin at 12 weeks to like avoid this from happening, and it's still happening. So that's definitely very stressful, and it's very discouraging because I've been praying so much this time that like I wouldn't have high blood pressure again, and I really don't want to have her at 37 weeks this time. I would love, like I was praying the other day, I'm like, God, just get me to like 38 weeks. Like I just need her to cook a little bit more. And so I'm hoping that everything will kind of like level out with Ivy, since it did like go back, not back to normal, but like it started getting lower right before I had her, a couple weeks before. So I'm kind of hoping with this one, maybe it will level out even sooner, like maybe by 28 weeks when I enter the 3rd trimester, maybe it will go back to normal. So please pray for me, pray for our family, pray for Sophie. I just am so like worried now. Like I feel like every day I'm like, is she okay? Like, am I okay? Like, I don't want to die. That sounds so dramatic, but like, so, like I just feel like I'm so overwhelmed. Like, what could happen to me? What could happen to her? Like, are we gonna be okay when I give birth? Like, it's just so much unknown, which is not helping my blood pressure either. So that's the biggest update. Unfortunately, it's not a good update. It's not what I wanted to hear in this pregnancy. It's very frustrating because I'm 22 years old, and like my doctor was like, we would expect this in a 35 plus like year old, but not you. So it's just very discouraging to be like, what's wrong with my body? Why is my body not doing what it's supposed to do? And I'm just hoping and praying that God will just, you know, take care of us and my blood pressure will go back to normal, that I will be able to make it further than I made it with Ivy. She will be born with no complications, and that I will be completely fine too. I really just don't want it to turn into preeclampsia or HELLP syndrome. So please keep us in your prayers for that, because it's just been such a stressful couple weeks. And I'm supposed to have an appointment, I think, next week. And that's like the first time I'll see my doctor since we got all of these tests. So I really want to get like answers, and maybe I'll update you guys on like whatever we figure out, because it's just very discouraging and frustrating. But we did, was it last week or the week before? I think maybe almost 2 weeks ago, we had our anatomy scan, and she like looks perfect in there. So I like was telling Garrett, I was like, yes, like I might be struggling, my body might be struggling, but as long as she's growing and she's healthy, and like I can sustain like this pregnancy until she's due, that's all that matters. Like she's looking good, she's looking healthy, my amniotic fluid's looking good, my placenta's looking good, the cord is looking good. So like nothing like in my uterus is like wrong. So it seems like my kidneys might be the issue. They might not be processing things like they should. So I'll let you guys know once we figure things out, but please be praying for us because it has been a lot. Thank you for letting me rant. That is all I had for this video. A little bit of the 1st trimester recap and a pregnancy update. So could be our last pregnancy, so I'm definitely, I was gonna say living it up, that sounds weird. I'm definitely just like enjoying it and trying to like take it slow and enjoy every moment, and just like if it is my last pregnancy, I want to be able to like commemorate it as much as I can. So we're just very thankful that I was able to get pregnant with a 2nd baby, and that as of right now everything is like pretty much okay, with especially with her health. So I'm just hoping that that continues to be fine, that she continues to grow. But I'm hoping we'll start vlogging more. Like we need to really get back into it, as long as you guys love it. So let me know in the comments, like I said, if you guys, like what kind of videos do you guys want to see? Do you like watching our videos? Are we annoying you? I don't know. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.